So the next session, ladies and gentlemen, looking into the future-ready logistics sector, looking into the digital Shakti in logistics. This is a session which is sponsored by Stalwart, and we are going to be exploring how the new technologies, AI, automation, and especially the startups who are leveraging on these are transforming logistics into more smarter, faster, more efficient systems. As we set the stage, I'll take this time to be introducing our moderator and the panelists. We have Mr. C.V. Kumar, who's going to be moderating the session, co-founder of Pariskq, a venture which is focused on building digital solutions and platforms that enable business efficiency, innovation, and scalable growth. The panelists joining us, Mr. Devesh, Tyagi, the CEO of NIXI, coming from the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. He's been a key figure in India's internet infrastructure ecosystem, leading various initiatives to strengthen the digital connectivity and domain services nationwide. Mr. Satyabrata Satapathy, the co-founder and the CEO of BonV, an entrepreneur at the forefront of drone technology. They're going to be making a presentation later also, enabling next-generation logistics and aerial mobility solutions. Mr. Ankit Tomar, the co-founder and the former CTO of Bizongo, who's a tech innovator. He has built scalable digital platform, transforming procurements and supply chain ecosystems. We also have Mr. Satish Yadav, the COO of Verso Altima. He himself stands as a logistic professional driving operational excellence and integrated supply chain solutions in the fast evolving ecosystem. We have Mr. Alok Bansal, the founder of 13squarefeet.com, a startup founder enabling smart space efficient solutions, contributing to innovation in urban infrastructure and logistics. And Mr. Rajiv Bhattacharya, the CBO of Sugam Group. So it's a big panel here, taking these discussions into looking into these future technologies. Now, no more future, because AI is the buzzword, of course. Automation, we've already moved up, and startups making inroads into it. So we have 6 panelists, and 7th is the moderator. Get that chair. Wo chair lagwa lo. So with that, I request and hand over to our moderator, Mr. C.V. Kumar.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure being here. And thank you, panelists, for being very patient the whole day, I should say, and being here for a very interesting session on AI, automation, and the digitalization that is happening in the industry. So how we would like to operate is basically, after the opening remarks, I have one specific question for each of you, which actually talks about your specialization, area of specialization. And once the comments is over, then I would like to have 2 questions which is open for everybody to answer. And then we have the audience coming back and speaking to us about this. So the last few decades, or rather I should say more importantly last 1 decade, there's been a lot of effort in putting up the new platforms as well as ONDC and other rails which Government of India has put in. And this has kind of changed the way we do and way we see business, and many private enterprises have taken advantage of those rails which is happening. So another thing is that, there's been a lot of adoption of robotics, AI for the last 1 year or so, or rather, as we speak, in the last 3 months or so, there's been much more effect of AI into this thing. We have a wonderful panel, experts by themselves in these fields, and I have one question to each one of you to start with. And if somebody wants to add any points or anything, we would like to have this thing. So we will start with you, Mr. Tyagi. NIXI is in the forefront of creating a ICANN for India, right? Something similar to an ICANN for India. So data obviously is the fuel for AI, and data is the fuel for all platforms to come out of that particular thing. So how do you think this movement towards more digitalization affecting the small players in the ecosystem? The bigger players, which we can see is already adopted the latest platforms and technologies which they can. But the smaller players, the tier 3, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 players have been left behind. So how is that, we can do something to, or rather what is being planned for getting these people, these operators into the digital ecosystem?
Thank you. Thank you for your question. First of all, I would like to thank organizers for inviting me here and to be amongst with you and to share my views. You see, Government of India implemented or they started or they launched the Digital India program in 2015. It was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India. And since then, we had progressed on a lot on the digital transformation of our country. Ministry of Electronics IT, under which we works, has the prime responsibility for implementing digital program of Government of India. NIXI, we call it as National Internet Exchange of India, is playing its role in assisting government implementation of digital program. We are primarily established, as your question goes, that we are primarily concerned in tier 2, tier 3 cities and reducing cost for them. We are precisely working into that arena only. You see, there is one stakeholder which gives the platform for us, wherein the digital program of India is established. We call them internet service providers. NIXI has established, I would say, that 79 exchange points across the country, which has helped reducing the cost for ISP which are operating in our country. Just to brief you that we primarily operate in 3 domains. All the .in domain which you see, gov.in, Rashtrapati Bhavan.in, PMO.in, are being allocated by us. Another thing which forms the basis of internet is IP addresses. We allocate IPv4 addresses as well as IPv6 addresses in the country. And we are now seeing the digital transfer of the country. First of all, thing which we had done is that we are now giving IPv6 addresses free of the cost with all the IPv4 addresses. Because you see, for all the logistics company, the IoT is very important. IoT is the emerging technology for us. And to support all the IoT device across the country, even including in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, IPv6 address is the only answer. The scalability comes with the IPv6 adoption. And you will be happy to note that our country is at least in the 3rd place globally. And in Asia, we are the front runners. We are, through this particular scheme wherein we are giving IPv6 preference over IPv4, 78% of all the allocations, IPv6 adoption is 78%. And we are 3rd in the globally, and we are 1st or in Asia. So I was just willing to answer each question. Like, we had established exchange point wherein the data which has to be kept in the country is kept locally available. This has reduced the latency for all of us, Previously, you were seeing that whenever we were going to internet, it was just rolling and rolling, nothing were coming. By keeping data local, we are able to give this access to the internet in the way even the smaller cities are desiring. So we had established 79 exchange pointed, and primarily most of them are in smaller cities. Say you are operating a warehouse and you are having robotics. A small delay of 100 milliseconds will also be affecting your operations. So that delay has to be reduced by using internet exchange points, and that we are able to achieve. All the internet access across the country is less than 20 milliseconds presently. So all, even metro cities and or in the tier 2, tier 3 cities, owing to the establishment of national exchange points across the country, we are able to serve the government motive of internet for all. Internet for all means that whatever services we are giving in the metro cities, we are able to give it to the distant cities in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So this is the primary objective which we are fulfilling through our implementation of exchange points.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me come to the most important or the new technology, I should say. I should come and speak to Satyabrata. Satyabrata, what is the kind of impact your drone kind of technology which is making? What are the critical commercial uses which it has? Can you please enlighten this audience about what you guys are doing and what you think drones can do today and in the future?
No, thank you so much, and thank you so much to the organizing committee for inviting me here. See, all of us know today drone is not a new thing for us, right? We have been seeing so much the utility of drones now that it is like a common word. Anytime we hear about any news about wars, then drone comes the first, right? So, the technology, I would tell you, like 15 years back when I just started, we were in an era where drones are just like RC controlled, remote control like planes, right? People were using it for the hobby. And today we see drones are used, primarily like drones are used in the wars, right? And it's the ultra low cost alternatives to aircrafts, to missiles, to many other tactical platforms. But let us look at what are the civil use of drones. Drones have got a lot of like civil use, though we have been deeply working in the defense space for last 5 years, where we have scaled our platform up to 50 kgs in the high altitude. High altitude as like Umlingla 19,000 feet, where our electric drone made a world record 2024, where it lifted around 30 kg at 19,000 feet. And it was the first time that any electric load with a rarefied atmosphere like doing this is equivalent to a Chetak helicopter lifting, this much of like carrying this much of load apart from the pilot and the co-pilot. That's there was a comparison drawn, and we made it happen. This is the first time this happened. Now from there, you see that when defense has adopted drone technology very deeply to every at a unit level, at every of their utility, we see civil has got a lot of commercial use of drones. I see the industries are the first adapter of like drones, where I was talking to someone today here of doing like silver and zinc extractions, and they say they are using almost 50 drones in their mining operations, in their blast furnace inspections, and in many utility in their office. I was really surprised. I did not know that the industries have like adapted. I know that security surveillance is one area where drones are already doing the industry surveillances, but when you come to specifically on heavy lift, I see the drones that we are building has got a lot of uniqueness, and this can be adapted across logistics sectors very well, primarily for medical organ transports. Today that takes about between cities takes around 8 to 10 hours, can really be cut down to 2 to 3 hours. Right, it's just the time that it takes in the the regional connectivity like flights. Other than that, the drones can really be alternative. We know that Gurgaon has already started drone delivery, right? Certain parcels are getting like delivered. So definitely I see that this is adoption of like in the medical emergency uses, and a lot of remote areas where medical facilities are not there very well right now, on the hilly areas. I see also a lot of utility around warehouse to fulfillment centers in the last mile like logistics, and we really have a cutting edge technology and the right kind of platforms where we can scale like this operation. We are open to partner with like companies where we can now we are looking at commercial space other than like defense. And I see kind of e-commerce and quick commerce are going to be, once the regulations are in place, which is what is happening in the industry right now. The civil aviation is really working deeply on having the draft regulations. We have seen in the last 7-8 years that the regulations is slowly, has come. By the way, today, by the rule of the civil aviation, we can fly a drone that is all of weight up to like 500 kilos in air, and which was what earlier up to like 100 kilos, now 500 kilos. That gives a lot of possibility of having really like heavy lift cargo transports. And e-commerce and quick commerce are going to dramatically like change the way transportations happen. This is a very new, technology. Drone as such is not new right now. It is you're seeing this, but the drone logistics in the e-commerce and quick commerce are going to be a revolutionary change, I feel. Thank you.
Thank you, Satyabrata. Now let me come to Alok Bansalji. You've been in forefront of changing the way warehouses are being built. And the last 1.5 decades, we've seen from godowns to grade A warehouses being built across the country. The warehousing capacity has consistently and considerably improved and increased. How do you see the use of AI automation coming into the warehousing space, number one? And number two is that how is it helping you also in building faster the warehousing infrastructure?
Okay. So I would like to say that in last 15 years, things are changing at a rapid scale. I worked with delivery and I worked with DTDC, and both are different formats. When we work with DTDC, it comes with the low speed but greater credibility, more quality, and people have a trust. Okay, shipment will be delivered for sure. When we started working with delivery, we were only banking about the speed because delivery was new and they built e-commerce fulfillment centers. They were the pioneer in fulfillment centers. So delivery taught other people that it is not only commitment and quality and the delivery, it's about speed. So as I was also talking to one of the industry veterans, I was telling that things are now getting changed in terms of psychology and mind manners, because till yesterday we were talking about revenue per square feet and cost per square feet. Today we talk about speed per square feet. And we are seeing a lot of changes in those lines. Traditional godams to traditional warehouses, then fulfillment centers, then hyper local dark stores. And today we all are using and experiencing 10 minutes delivery. So from 5 to 7 days delivery to 10 minutes delivery is a really transformative step, what we are seeing. And luckily and fortunately, we are working in all the domains. Today, we are helping logistic park companies to set up the complete logistic parks. We are building warehouses. We are doing dark stores. We are doing hyperlocals. We are working today with all e-commerce companies, logistic park companies. So we have to adapt the changes, and we have to talk in sense of speed, the customer satisfaction, the urgency level, and so many factors which are popping up on each and every day. And to cater this, we also started a marketplace, which is India's first marketplace, which can answer to any setup. If any client is looking for any setup, his problem starts with finding the right facility, to find the right material, contractor, technology, which technology to opt. Like, let's say, we were also catering to one client regarding drones. And we showed them various options from Idea Forge to Drone Acharya drones and many other companies. So technology is giving us the relaxation in terms of you have more options. Technology is doing your work. It is giving you more CapEx oriented data so that you can take a right decision. It is giving you OpEx oriented data so that you can estimate the time it requires to set up any facility. And I think this is probably a blessing for India, that it is the right time when we are adopting AI. And very soon we would be seeing that all warehousing visits are happening digitally, procurement is happening digitally, all the designing is happening automatically via AI. We only have to take right decisions and then execution.
Thank you for your insight on what's happening in this thing. It's exciting to see warehouse visits becoming digital because normally it takes a lot of time and effort to get the warehouse visits up and running. Let me ask Mr. Satish Yadav now, in which areas, considering your expertise, in which area do you think automation is going to deliver the fastest ROI? Everybody here is into the business of ROI. So which is that area which will give the best ROI or the fastest ROI?
Hello, good evening everyone. It's an interesting question because this is exactly the question which every CFO asks today. Where we recover the fastest ROI by using the automation. So in logistics, automation delivering the fastest ROI by especially removing the inefficiency, especially in area like demand planning, smart routing, warehouse operation, and back office operation. These are the functions where accuracy and speed that impact directly cost and speed. So in my recently, just for example, we are technology partner. We have implemented S/4HANA application in one of the European customer, where we enabled from visibility from end to end, from order booking to last mile delivery. That significant reduce the error, improve the operation efficiency, and reduce the revenue gap. That recover the ROI faster. Yeah.
That's interesting. So you mean to say that demand planning and feeding the demand on time would reduce the cost and cost structure faster?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's wonderful. And let me come to Ankit. Ankit, being one of those visionary young technocrats in the country who single-handedly build a platform by himself. Ankit, how do you see these new AI technologies impacting platform development, and how these platforms are going to literally change the way we run operations in various organizations?
Thank you so much for having me first. I'll probably answer this question by talking a little bit about different phases of the logistics industry. Right? So 10-15 years back, if we go, the first set of efficiency did come by government introducing GST, just making sure that a lot of taxation becomes one and vehicles are able to move faster in lesser time. Then we saw an evolution of digitization coming in, people actually making sure that you can track everything in warehouses as well as on the roads. Now we see a lot of infrastructure being done by the government on national highways and everything, which impacts that as well. The next phase of this efficiency in the industry both in warehouses and logistics, I do see in AI. And when I say AI, I don't mean that we've not been using AI. A lot of platforms have been using AI in one way or the other. Warehouses have been using IoT, automation devices, robotics, all of that to make sure that you get a lot of advantages. But the next phase of this is going to be intelligent platforms. Or now AI has moved to a stage where you see a lot of LLMs, reasoning. AI is able to reason a lot more, and that's what you will start seeing in most of the platforms that come into the ecosystem, where they'll be able to drive intelligence and efficiency through predicting things, but at the same time predicting disruption, figuring out inefficiencies real time. Today, having run businesses, and I've also seen in our operations, you do a post-mortem, right? You figure out that a problem happened, you do a post-mortem, then you create a plan and you implement it next month, and then you see if things are improving. I feel like now all of that will become real time. While you're doing it, you will see some of those things coming up to you because AI can reason, can tell you, okay, you can shift this a little bit. So real-time operations, improvements, real-time operation, feedback, real-time value that doesn't need a quarter to see the impact. That's what at least I call intelligent platforms or intelligence. AI coming into all of the platforms that we use today, in visibility, digitization, as well as in robotics. Like, yes, we do have robotics in warehouses today, but as they become more and more intelligent, you'll start seeing them make decisions which, as humans, we did not think that they would automatically make. Or platforms making decisions a little bit more autonomously with humans in loop, which we didn't think of. So that's where I feel like the next generation of platforms are going to come in the industry.
Interesting thought that platforms making decisions independently, autonomously. Sometimes I think it's scary too. The future with AI looks interesting, exciting, and sometimes extremely scary. Rajiv, coming back to you, you are a veteran in the road industry. How do you think AI and digitization impacting the efficiency of road transport operations in the country?
I think one other point, of course, one of the panelists mentioned that the back office is something which is getting a lot of automations. Now, these AI tools are actually helping the back-end work. Now, as Ankit said rightly, earlier we were doing post-mortem. And by the time you do the post-mortem, you do different algorithm, 1 month is gone, 2 months gone. By the time you find the results and start acting upon it. But today I think we are able to do on the live, we are able to see those different exceptions which are happening in the overall operations, whether it's cost, whether it's margins, whether it's a TAT breach, and in terms of the overall control tower management is something which the AI is of immense help. Now, we always talk about whether it's going to take away human jobs. I don't think so. I think the skilling is going to be different. Our people are getting more expert in putting the right kind of commands, the right kind of the information in the system so that they are able to get the right answer from the AI tools. So the Power BIs and the analytics what we have been using are getting more intelligent, and we are using those tools to predict also in terms of what is going to happen. Apart from that, there's a lot of help we are getting even in the customs documentation part, and also in terms of predicting the fund flows, because the moment I upload the entire customs, the system is able to predict what kind of custom duty is going to come. So we are able to do the fund planning in advance. And then that helps us to overall manage the cash flow of the organization also, because we do huge amount of land port clearance, which are always uncertainty in these land ports, which are not still that digitized compared to the air and the ports. So land ports are still pretty manual system, but these tools are helping us to really automate. Apart from that, also the documentation part, what we are doing is we are using AI tools to basically analyze whether the documents are right, is there any fudging of the document? So that is also helping us in terms of reducing the man hours which were required to check those documents physically, is not taken over by these AI tools. So overall, a very exciting phase actually we are going through, and people like you and me, we have seen the other side of the logistics when we used to do the manifest with the pen and pencil. So now we are seeing how things are changing, how we are using these tools in the latest eras now.
That is very true, and the pace of change is also so much. The velocity of change is so much that we can't even fathom. I think many youngsters here cannot even imagine how we used to work 30 years back when we started our career. Okay, so now that we have done one round of questionnaire, I have a couple of questions for this entire panel because you are all experts in your own this thing. So I'll give both questions together, and each of you can come with your comments on that, and then we will have a Q&A session with the audience, right? So, first question, of course, is what is the most important intervention we need to do in the logistics digitalization space? Very critical question that's first this thing. And what is that which will fundamentally change the logistics landscape in the Indian context? These two questions I give to the panelists to answer.
Because you see, we are talking of adopting emerging technologies in logistics, like AI. My only suggestion would be because you see every technology has its advantages, but it comes with certain challenges as well. When we adopt AI, we have to be very much careful that it is not biased, first thing. Second thing is safe and secure to be adopted. I would just like to quote certain things which has come to our knowledge in last 2 to 3 years. You see, there is an agency called Certain which gives the detail of the whatever frauds are happening through digital platforms. And according to Certain, there was 67% of the total frauds were happening through banks or through bank related or financial institute related links. So to change that, we had bring a zone, we called that bank.in zone, and we had advised RBI to monitor that zone. The adoption of bank.in zone is regulated by RBI. So we are now bringing to have trust in the digital domain. So we are now saying that whatever links which you will get in future from, if it is from the bank.in, then only you go click and use that link. Otherwise you discard all those links. So in last 1 year, almost all the banks has adopted .bank.in on the RBI mandate. So this way we are bringing that digital space safe and secure. Same things we can adopt in the logistics sector as well. We can have a domain or we can have our digital identity which is being regulated by a trusted provider. And in case we are able to do that, we will be able to attract more citizens on the logistics sector and they will be safe and secure. This is what my suggestion is.
Yeah. Yeah. Just in 2 lines, I would say that technology like drones have immense potential, and the first thing that is required to for adoption is safety first approach. And then instead of trying all this, of course it's aerial technology, we are in roads now, we are moving to aerial medium, so it has to be safety first. And then instead of trying it in the urban area, the first implementation all happen in corridor designs and in rural areas first, particularly where accessibility is a big challenge, and we solve that and then come to urban areas. clustered cities. Thank you.
So in the two lines, I can only say that it is not a question of using the AI or not, because it is out of the question. Now, it is not a choice. It is a demand. Now we have to do everything with AI. And now, after all, it is we should be thankful to the God that now we have somebody who can answer us, who can listen us, who can argue with us. And, we can yell, we can shout, we can, we can have different opinion, but it can give us all the answers. So thing is, we have to make a judicious call. Before AI also, as a business owner, we have to take care of our decisions, whether we are taking right decision, wrong decision. In the same way, while using the technology, we have to be very judicious in taking a right call. But the thing is, we have to have speed, and so AI is there. It is not a choice, it is a companion for us.
Yeah, as per me, AI is the transformation which is improve the productivity and help to take the right decision. So I will go with the AI and infrastructure, transportation, and technology and data work together seamlessly to make it success.
I think AI is going to come in. Everybody is going to use it, but the importance for the industry would be to basically skill people to understand how to drive ROI out of it. That's what I would say the focus needs to be, because AI, for the sake of using it, it's not going to drive business at the end of it. So people understanding how to use it best to drive that value is what we should all focus on.
I think AI is a necessity now. We can't say we can't look at it. So I think it's a necessity. But only thing, word of caution that we cannot be completely dependent on that. We have to use our own judgment. We have to use our own experience to how to make it as a right companion, as you rightly said. So I think we are already into that era. So how best we use that, how best we use for our businesses is something which depends upon us.
Thank you, panelists, for your valuable insights, your experience, and your expertise shown through this particular discussion. It was a wonderful discussion moderating this. Thank you so very much. And with the permission of the organizers, if there is any questions, we can take 1 or 2 more questions. I do not know whether we do have the time for that, but if we do have the time for that, the panelists are open for taking any questions, if there are any questions.
Hi sir. First of all, thank you so much from the audience. Okay, so my name is Amita Agrawal. I am heading the Jam Pandit Fortuna Retail Private Limited. See, the thing is that what I have seen, how we can use AI, like this can, for all of you, how we can use AI in terms of increasing the productivity of, staff without creating the surveillance culture. Because see, right now I am using V360, which is also AI-based tools. But again, it reflects to employee that we are creating the culture of surveillance or monitoring. We just
Whom do you want this question to be answered?
Anyone.
Any particular panelist who would like to?
Anyone, I just need the answer only.
Correct? Okay.
Rajesh.
I'll give an example like in our CRM. When we talk about the CRM, this is where actually we are using some of these tools. And it really helps us in terms of increasing the productivity, because the system starts predicting the churn customers, it starts predicting the behavior of the customers, and it does prompt the agent or the customer service agent to actually pick up those particular customers and what kind of discussion they should have with that customer. It does classify and put cohorts of those different customers. So this is one area which it helps enable. So you are not doing a vigilance, but actually it is helping the agent to actually prioritize that how they should handle those customers, and also guiding them at a cohort level that how they have to be handled.
So as per my understanding, you are saying that it is giving us the feedback to the employee.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Feedback, and also helping the customers, the CRM person to have a particular level of dialogue with that level of customer, that set of customers. So suppose someone is having set of customers having issues in terms of service, the service levels are down. So their pitch will be very different than where there's a pricing issue. So you see there's a pricing issues, because of that they are trying to drop out. So based on that, the conversation will be different.
Rajiv,
Sure,
can I
sir.
request you to take this conversation post this time, because
Yeah, thank you so much.
The clock is ticking, and it's ticking pretty
Yeah,
fast.
I got my answer. Thank you.
Yeah. Is there anybody else who has got a question, or do I call the organizers to close this session? Okay. So on behalf of the panelists, and thank you very much for the very patient listening. Thank you, Logistics Shakti, for giving us an opportunity to present our views, and thank you, ma'am, for giving us the extra time. Thank you.
Thank you much to all our panelists, and to express our thanks, may I request Mr. Dr. Rajesh Mundliar and Shri Satpal Bediji to be joining us in presenting the mementos. From our organizing committee, may I request our members, Dr. Rajesh Mundliar and Shri Satpal Bediji. So thanking Shri Satyabrata Satapathy ji. Our expression of thanks to Shri Devesh Tyagi. Thanking our esteemed speaker, Shri Rajiv Bhattacharya.
Sir, अभी रुकना है.
Thanking our next panelist, Shri Satish Yadav. Thanking Shri Alok Bansal. Thanking Shri Ankit Tomar. And thanking our moderator, Shri C.V. Kumar. And may I request the gentleman to kindly step forward? We'll close with a group photograph.